Enter the Tempesta. But please, wipe those shoes before setting them atop the optional carbon fiber floor mats. Wash those disgusting hand sausages before you wrap them around the molded vinyl composite wheel, which has been encrusted with a stitched fabric woven only by the most meticulous hands of an underpaid Italian village boy. Place your buttocks in the small and unforgivingly rigid seats of a car worth half your average house. Be warned, the Tempesta is not a luxury car designed for the human body. It's a luxury car designed for the human soul. A soul which wishes to experience the shuddering of internal organs in an unnatural acceleration. A soul which craves the tide of 1,000 eyes, bending across the Tempesta's aggressive angles and calculated curves like the flash of a camera, instead of the vain driver encased within it. As notorious as Pegassi might be in today's spectacle, it wasn't always among the bookshelves of self-appointed internet guru garages, or the driveways of self-appointed e-fluencer inheritance kids. In the sparing of a repeated history lesson, the Italian lineage of the Tempesta sprouted in a post-war Italy, a land where any shoemaker could become an athletic shoe designer, and any tractor factory could become a supercar manufacturer, seemingly overnight. In short, grudges were weaponized into rivalries, and Grotti and Pegassi have been it ever since. So what's so special about the Tempesta? Clearly, this is just a mid-range car built to replace the Vaca, you may answer. And you'd be half right. In terms of Pegassi's, the Vaca has appreciated to the status of amateur rap video flex prop. The Reaper is expensive enough to get the tax agency peeking at your business portfolio, and the future is still something made of pure electrified unobtainium, only existing in the form of desktop monitor displays. This leaves a slot between reality and fantasy, or the center of one of those annoying circle diagrams you made in high school. In other words, the Tempesta has, even if only temporarily, carved out its mainstay in not just the 2010s but the 2020s, as the just-out-of-reach car for the masses. A yellow Italian carrot dangling high above the lost souls caught within the crushing mechanisms of an unfettered corporatist machination. Did I mention it came in special editions too? Is the Tempesta still pretentious? Possibly. But the thing will still give cars almost twice the cost a run for their price. The V8 in the rear is potent, but it's also nothing new. The real magic lies within the computerized all-wheel drivetrain and differentials. The Tempesta distributes its power to the rear and front in such a way that you feel like you're driving a rear-wheel drive car in the straights and an all-wheel in the corners. The main takeaway here, of course, is that Pegassi have made it easy for you to convert rubber into gas without the subsequent crash. For different reasons, the interior is relatively bare. This is because high-level cars are allowed to cost you more for less because they can call it weight reduction. It's got the display, paddles, AC, and dials. What infotainment system in the modern era has dials? Jesus, I wonder if the wipers are intermittent. Some say the Tempesta was concocted in a cauldron of Italian wine and a leftover geometry textbook. Still others say the designer had an uncomfortable attraction to trapezoids and parallelograms. At any rate, the Tempesta's brutal juxtaposition of sharp inclines, tapered lines, and steep slopes exude aggression. Yet somehow, there are even people who say the car looks average, or that it resembles a cheap cop-out to fund Pegassi's other ambitions. And even if this were true, and looks be damned, who can blame Pegassi for wanting to keep themselves afloat? Over the decades, they've been passed around from corporation to billionaire like a business would treat softball. The Tempesta knows what it is, and is not afraid to tell you that. It doesn't have a V12, because it already has a V8. Just like you know you won't need life insurance, because you won't survive a sudden wall-induced brake check in this thing. And well, it's a far cry from something affordable, yes, but it's hardly been Pegassi's concern. Even if the Tempesta is as real to us as an assortment of pixels, it's out there, and we can tell ourselves it will reach us someday. Effectively, the Tempesta is to us what Mars is to billionaires. All I know is that once the internal combustion engine has been phased out by the battery skateboards of tomorrow, the Tempesta will be a textbook example of why we bother drinking the planet's plant juice from bendy straws. You may never look this good, but your car definitely can.